How to get cheaper CPMs on any ad on Facebook. So what is a CPM? It's your cost of inventory. It's how much money does it cost to reach 1,000 people in your target audience. Now, we want this to be as low as possible for two reasons. One, because it means we're reaching as many people as we can for our money, but also a very low CPM is a sign from Facebook that we're making content that people really want to engage with. When your CPMs rise, that means the quality of your content is getting worse. You're basically forcing more people to see content that they don't want to see, and Facebook decides to charge you more money to reach those people because you're a liability to their bottom line of retaining attention for profit. So they tax you to prevent you from causing more harm to their user base. The first thing we need to know when we're targeting specific audiences is that when we're not using broad, we're paying extra. Specific target audiences have a higher CPM than targeting just broad. Here's why. So first off, what is broad targeting? Remember, broad is a noun, not an adjective. It is age, gender, and location. That's it. It doesn't mean that we're stacking a bunch of lookalikes or a bunch of interest groups to get a very large audience. The more things we stack, the higher the premium we're going to pay to reach that inventory. Customization costs extra. Broad targeting is the lack of customization. And that really goes to the next point. Why is broad cheaper? Now here's why broad is so much cheaper when it comes to CPMs. There's really two reasons here. Number one, when you pay extra for customization, you are paying extra, right? Guac costs more. You're going to pay more money the more customized you want something to be. Now, the more important part here is that broad provides the least amount of restrictions to the ad's own audience. Remember, every piece of content creates its own audience. When you use specific targeting like behaviors and lookalikes and custom audiences and interest groups, what you are doing is setting exclusions so that the people who are going to best receive your content actually don't have the opportunity to because you've excluded them. Which means you are forcing your content onto a larger percentage of individuals who probably don't want to see it at all. And because you are creating a lesser desirable experience for the average user, and you're becoming a liability to Facebook's business model of the retention of attention for profit, they penalize you by taxing you more to show your content for other people. Basically, you're disrespecting the business relationship. And as a result, you pay more than somebody else. Now, here's why broad has a much lower CPM. And it has to do with two things. Number one, remember, every ad creates its own audience. So when you're using targeting audiences, what you're really doing is saying, I don't want this ad to go to everybody that likes it, so let's exclude the vast majority of people that want to see my content. Because you are excluding the people that want to see your content, the money that you do spend ultimately forces your ads to be shown to more people that don't want to see it. And this goes to the second point. Broad allows Facebook to give the end users the best user experience. Remember, we're in a business relationship. Facebook is selling us some of their attention. We can choose to be good business partners and respect that opportunity and give those people a positive experience, or we can try to force our messaging onto people who might not want to see it. So how does this impact CPM? The more people that see your content that don't want to see it, and the more people that you spend money to reach that ultimately have a negative experience, the more money Facebook is going to charge you to reach the next person. If you show your ad to 1,000 people and 500 people like it and 500 people don't, maybe you pay $20 CPMs. If you show your ad to 1,000 people and 900 people don't like it and only 100 people do, your CPM is going to be 25, 30, 40 every time you continue to do this. The reason this happens, again, is because ultimately you're violating the business relationship with Facebook. You are using their inventory that they are selling you to create a negative experience for their users as a way of preventing you causing a lot of harm to their user base. They'll charge you more money to reach those people. So ultimately, you do harm to fewer people. The easiest way to do the least amount of harm and reach the most amount of people is to target broad, because you're not using targeting audiences to exclude the people that want to see your content from ever seeing it. Remember, Ads create their own audiences. I've been using broad targeting for over 5 years now, and it has withstood everything that has come and only gotten better every single year, between way more people coming onto the platform and a million other platforms coming on board, like TikTok and YouTube becoming really good, and Snapchat blowing up and then dying, and Pinterest blowing up and then dying. It has withstood iOS 14 and COVID. It's only gotten better. Everything else has gotten worse. Another advantage of targeting broad is that your ads will only get better over time and the audience will never fatigue. That's tremendously important. Imagine if you never had to turn your ad set off ever again. I've had broad targeting going for years in accounts, and I never see fatigue. You deserve that. I just want to take a moment and say thank you. I know you could be literally anywhere on the internet right now to learn this stuff, and you've chosen to be here, and we're going to do awesome things together. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe and ring the bell so that you don't miss any other lessons. All right, with that being said, let's get back to it. When we use broad targeting, we're also leveraging Facebook's machine learning capabilities and all of the data it has on literally billions of people, trillions of data points. Going back on most users, over a decade, your credit card behavior, your location information, all the words that you've said to people, all the content that you've liked and engaged with and videos you've watched, all the comments that you've left, all the apps you've had on your phone, all the websites you've visited. Facebook knows all of that. And not only that you've done it, but when throughout the year you're doing those things, and which things you've liked and which things you don't like anymore, where your money and time and attention is being spent. So instead of using interest groups and lookalikes and all sorts of other behavior, Facebook knows who's in the market for what you have to sell, when they're in the market for it, and what type of content ultimately is going to get them to be interested. And most importantly, using broad means you're going to reach those people for the cheapest cost. And you're letting Facebook ultimately determine the customer journey to get them there. Instead of using retargeting and lookalikes and interest groups where you're just paying astronomical CPMs to create audiences and ads that fatigue, broad only gets better. It learns, it improves, and it creates the greatest incremental lift to all of your other marketing channels. Remember, Facebook should be what amplifies your business. You scale your Facebook ad account by scaling your bottom line, not the other way around. Now, you'll hear me say all the time, CPMs don't matter, and that's true. For this reason, if you try to optimize towards CPMs, which ads have the lowest CPMs, you're probably going to find a lot of really great top funnel ads that don't inspire high conversion rates. You might reach a whole bunch of people for really cheap, but if they're not actually driving business objectives, then that attention doesn't matter. There are also hacks for this. There are ways to manually bid against CPM and do all this other stuff. But remember, your CPM is effectively a report card. How well are you meeting Facebook's business objectives? The more respect you give your business partner and the better you do at meeting their business needs, the lower that cost of inventory will be and the more money you will make and the higher the quality audience that you reach with that money will be. So what's the TLDR of all of this? It's 3 things. Number 1, broad targeting starts you off with the lowest cost inventory. Your CPMs will be lower than anywhere else. Number 2, the better your ad, the lower your CPMs will be. And number 3, when you use broad targeting, your audience and your ads won't fatigue, so they'll only get better over time. That's the secret weapon to all of this stuff. Make better ads. Give people a better experience. Treat your business partner with respect, and your costs will go down. If you disrespect your business partner, your CPMs might get so high that you won't be able to advertise on Facebook anymore anyway. If you want to accelerate your success, if you want to become a CMO, if you want to scale your business or your agency, I've got 3 things to help out. Number 1, the Facebook Ads MBA program. This is an immersive, high-touch accelerator to go an inch wide and a mile deep into everything that you're going to need to know how to run ads like I was right there with you, and I'll hold your hand through the entire way, and it's lifetime access. Second, Disrupt Your School. This is weekly classes with a library of courses and ebooks so that you can learn all of the skills that go into running massive brands. What do the people that run 8 and 9-figure businesses do that you might not be doing yet? Disruptor School has all that information and you can get it today. If you'd love to work with me directly, let's talk about booking one-on-one time on my calendar. You can go to consulting.facebookdisruptor.com and book 15 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, even an hour. And we can dive into literally anything in your business that you want to. So there you have it. Everything you need to know to get started to lower your CPMs and start seeing way more success and way less stress. You'll probably massively cut down the time you work on Facebook. Your ads won't fatigue anymore. Your audiences won't fatigue anymore. And you'll make way more money doing a lot less work. Until next time, I'll see you on the internet.